Hello, once again, my name is Tim Grady. I'm from the Seventh-Day Adventist Church, Lawton, Oklahoma, USA. I am just a member. Okay, this is going to be part number 2. SDA, if not getting out of the cities, learn these skills. Okay, this is what I'm trying to accomplish with this series. If you're not getting out of the cities, we are quickly approaching the time of the end, close of probation. When the Seventh-Day Adventist close of probation is when the first Sunday law is passed. I believe that is going to be within weeks, months, but I don't think it's going to be years away. Years is more than one. I'll let you figure that statement out when you think about it. And again, I'm going to do that video here in a couple of days. I'm working on that one. Why I believe it is weeks, months, and probably not years away. But as Seventh-Day Adventists, there are skills we should learn. And the first one is gardening. I did a simple little search on the internet, gardening, teach lessons learned from gardening. Okay, now I'm going to show you what the world is learning from gardening. I will let you go in and learn from Ellen White and type a simple thing in Ellen White library or one of the DVD sets, so you can figure out what Ellen White says about gardening. Okay, garden teaches, this is what the search assist, whatever you call AI, gardening teaches valuable life lessons such as importance of patience as growth takes time, and the need to get of what no longer serves you. Similar to weeding out unwanted plants, it also emphasizes the significance of daily care and attention for flourishing results in both garden and life. Okay, great. So this is what the world learns from gardening. Patience and growth. Patience yields results. Life follows seasons. Yes, life flow through seasons and time and yeah. I'm going to get through this. Mindful attention, daily care, patience. Yes. Letting go and acceptance, weeding out negativity. Yes. And so on and so forth. Adaptability and learning. Okay. Life lessons, 7 life lessons you can learn from your garden. Learning, yeah. Different perspectives. Go through a couple of these, and look what the world sees. Okay, I spent 3 months gardening every day. These 15 life lessons can be learned, can change everything. Patience of plants, plants take time to, yes, patience, roots run deep, yes. Okay, I'm going to bring it back to stewardship. I'll let the reader take this one. And here we go.
21 Stewardship. We are God's stewards, entrusted by Him with time and opportunities, abilities and possessions, and the blessings of the earth and its resources. We are responsible to Him for their proper use. We acknowledge God's ownership by faithful service to Him and our fellow human beings, and by returning tithe and giving offerings for the proclamation of His gospel and the support and growth of His church. Stewardship is a privilege given to us by God for nurture in love and the victory over selfishness and covetousness. Stewards rejoice in the blessings that come to others as a result of their faithfulness.
That's what the church's 21st fundamental principle of belief is in stewardship. I fully agree with that, but I want to expand upon that. We're coming into the time of the end. So in stewardship, maybe we should learn how to grow our own food. Ellen White warns us about that we should be growing our own food, but not, I will stress this, if you are growing your food for the wrong reason, you will not survive a little time of trouble. Plain and simple. I'm working on a Bible study specifically about that. If you want to get a lead on that, look up the word mildew. It is 5 places in the Bible. All 5 places are associated with specific prophetic words. Hail from Egypt and the 7 last plagues. It is associated with pruning away. It is associated with the cankerworm. It is associated with grasshoppers and locusts, which means war and all the things that go with grasshoppers and so on and so forth. So when you do the Bible study, I believe it says, if you do this for selfish reasons, if you are trying to save your soul without Jesus Christ, you will die alone, cold, wet, hungry, and you will lose your soul. That is what I believe that Bible study puts forth. When you take all of the prophetic associations, that if you go through this to save your skin and not what God's we are to be an example. We are to show people. There's a reason why health message is the final evangelism. Someday I will cover that as a topic. But there are reasons for all of this. And if you are gardening to just save your skin and not help your neighbor and not take this to evangelism, enough said of this warning. But again, I believe that the word mildew, if you take the association, says that if you take in the end times and are strictly trying to learn these skills just to save your skin as a survivalist, you will not survive and you will lose your soul. With that said, now let's move into why I believe you should go for gardening. 1, God started us in the Garden of Eden. God said we are to work the soil. There are lessons to working in building up soil. Whether you are building it and going soilless farming or gardening, as in the last one I made in aeroponics, hydroponics, aquaponics. I do not recommend aquaponics. But if you're going into the other high density growing methods, and the next video I will be making will be up here on square foot gardening. But let's go back to why you need to learn gardening. It is God created nature. Again, just like we went through it, the cycles of life, all of these things that non-religious people, non-biblically minded people can see the value in gardening as in lessons learned. We, as Christians, can learn many things about gardening. And when it comes to stewardship, let's tie gardening back to stewardship. If you are growing your expensive things, now let's go back and we want to grow a medicinal garden, not as in, extreme medicinal gardening. Simple things, Jerusalem artichoke, simple things, turmeric, ginger, your garlic, your onions, your sage, your basil, whatever you have for either cooking or basic health medicines. The lessons you can learn from gardening, just like I showed you in those search results for what you can learn from gardening. But we can also learn many lessons when you go through gardening in the Bible. Just type in garden, type in plants. How many times cucumbers have been mentioned in the Bible? How many times other foods grown in the Bible have been mentioned? Agriculture was the basis for the original. What did it say? Again, one of the main concepts of the Seventh-Day Adventist Church is Genesis 1 through Genesis 11. It's the beginning of the Bible, and it is the beginning of all concepts in the Bible. We have creation, we have marriage, we have all of the things. And how many times in Genesis 1 to 11 did it talk about gardens, learning from nature? And if you really want to know about nature, observe nature. You will learn about Jesus Christ and God. Yes, there are reasons we need to. If you're living in the cities and you're not doing the country living, and you're not going to take Ellen White's warnings, and you're not being motivated to, again, gardening in the city. Number one, you can grow your expensive things. Number two, you can grow your medicinal. You can now, when you grow things, you know what's in it. You know that there are not pesticides. You know there are not things that are going to harm you. And again, do your research on what Ellen White says. Much of it was for moving to the country. But if you're not going to be moving to the country, learn these skills. Gardening. Growing plants in your house exchanges the air, takes out carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide. It takes out all these other things and converts them into breathable air. We can learn from the cycle of just what a plant in photosynthesis can do. We can learn from nature. God is the creator of nature. We should not take it to where, and we must take the warning of where Dr. Kellogg went with it, and overboard went with it. Everything needs to be within balance. But the point I'm making today, garden, grow plants, learn from the plants, and come back to stewardship, that if you're growing these plants, when you learn a skill, that skill cannot be taken away from you unless you have a stroke and wipes out your brain or someone kills you. Those are the only two ways that I know of. Now, you can just let those skills waste away, but skills need to be developed, especially now that we are coming to the end times. And these skills should not be made for selfishness. They should be made so we can help others. And again, the health message is going to be the last evangelism. If you can get things that can help people, just simple little things, ginger, turmeric, garlic, onions, and a few other plants here and there, in the end times, can make the difference. So, with that said, let's review. Gardening, yes, you should be doing it. You should be growing plants inside your home if you're living in the city. You should be learning certain skills, even if you're not moving to the country. You should learn how to create soil, because you can learn that you need to amend your life just like you need to amend soil. You can take these lessons from nature and apply them to your life and make your spiritual life grow. You can practice stewardship. There's a channel I like to go to in the past. I like to go to the channel. It's called Survival Lily. She started out 25, 30 years ago when YouTube just started, and she did bushcraft survival. Today, she has a family, and now she's focusing on what's happening in Europe. She, to the best of my knowledge, she is not a Seventh-Day Adventist. To the best of my knowledge, she is not a Christian, but she is showing what is happening. She lives in Austria. She's going through right now, and the last video she made was how many euros she saves by growing a simple square foot garden in her backyard and the front yard where she grows. And she saves around 1,500 euros a year. She explains how she did it, the square foot gardening method, some of the other things. And yes, if someone in the secular world can learn these things from nature, maybe we should take it and learn it ourselves. Jesus Christ, the Creator, the Lamb slain from the foundation of the earth, the Creator, gave us these things so we could learn. One of the things in the curses was man shall till work the earth as a reminder that this is the earth that you were created from. So, with that said, this video is running about 18 minutes, a little longer than I wanted to make, but I do a lot of that. But again, we can learn stewardship, we can learn nature, and we can learn and bring our Christian life through growing plants and learning about soil, learning about life cycles, and learning about creation. So with that said, out here.